makes me want to talk about nice guy syndrome. You're right about kind and friendly, but there's a difference. So there's this concept of nice guys finish last, which I think is bullshit. I think uninteresting guys finish last. Guys who aren't funny or confident finish last. I think that niceness is a prerequisite to exist. You ever met the person that like, they go to their significant other and like, if I was with her, I would just tell her she's the most beautiful woman in the world. I'd do anything for her and she could use me as a rug. You know what I mean? And then they're mad that that chick got with somebody who they deem as a dick because he's not falling all over himself to throw himself on the cross for her. And the reality is like, that isn't nice. That's cowardly. That's unattractive. I will not sacrifice who I am. If I was single again and dating, I wouldn't like say things to not offend somebody if I actually felt that way. I would confidently be who I am, and if they didn't like it, they could go away. And I think that's attractive. And I'm attracted to that in women too. I mean, my wife is kind of boisterous. My wife is kind of like outgoing, and she'll say shit, you know, that might sometimes cause conflict, but it's like, she's a smart woman. It needs to be said, right? So I'm attracted to this as well. But the nice guys finish last thing, it's like, are you familiar with the incel movement? So incels are involuntary celibates. So they
involuntary, like they're not choosing that.
Well, that's the thing that's funny about it. Incels are absolutely voluntary celibates. They're just fucking pussies. So it's like, a whole movement. They've created this language behind it.
How's it a movement if it's involuntary?
There's been murders. Elliot Rodger. You ever heard of Elliot Rodger? Or he killed a few people by stabbing them because women won't have sex with him. So the movement is, they've created this language where there's Chads and there's Stacys, right?
Dude, I've never heard of any of this.
Dude, this whole
I'm excited.
I'm
excited to hear this. I won't interrupt you. I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
you're blowing my mind right now. What's keep going?
It's a misogynistic movement at heart, right? It talks about how women, you have the bottom 90% of women wanting to go get with the top 10% of men in looks, right? That's the idea, is they have this hierarchy that they think should exist, where 10s go with 10s, 9 go with 9s, 8s with 8s, all the way, you know what I mean? In looks wise, in like the look scale. And what's happening, they say, and they're right, but here's what's wrong with it, is that you have the bottom like 5s on women all pointing up to go for like the 7, 8, 9, 10 guys and leaving out the 1 through 5 guys.
Well, that's
true.
Well, yeah, that's true. Women do kind of level up when they're,
of course, but they should.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the movement, is that,
but men tend to level down.
Right.
That's always been a reality.
But they blame the women for it. So they think that women should know their role and fuck them because they are unattractive.
The lower level guys,
right?
Like the 5s and under.
Yeah. So you can see the chart from here. So obviously the one on the left is the women. The one on the right is the men. And you have the bottom 5 are left out.
They're not doing nothing. There's no lines.
The thing is, these people are basically telling women like how they should think, what they should do, and primarily that they should have sex with them because they exist. You gotta earn it, man. But I just wanted to show you the chart. They believe that this chart should be 1-to-1. They have this thing where they look like they don't wash themselves, like the confidence thing. Let's go back into the confidence thing. They don't take any steps to increase their confidence. They think by existing, they should just be able to have sex with women. That women should just have sex with them regardless of how much effort they put into themselves, how attractive they make themselves, how interesting or funny. They don't work on themselves in a personality sense. This is the nice guys finish last mentality, right? So like, why would a woman give a shit about you being nice? I've definitely heard this from people where it's like, I was nice to her. Why didn't she want to be with me? It's like a fucking car, dude. Niceness it's like tires. Like, I expect the car to have tires. If it doesn't have tires, I'm not buying the fucking car. It's not a feature. It's not a feature. It's a prerequisite, right? So yes, you do need to be nice. And yes, there are guys who are dicks and there are women who have toxic attractions. That's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, being nice is the bare bones, nothing. Who gives a shit? I don't give a shit about the tires. Show me the paint job, the engine, the CD player. What are you doing to work on yourself to be attractive? It's a very strange movement. Like I said, Elliot Spencer, it was a murder. I mean, he was an incel on I think the 4chan forums and stuff, and talked about it. And he wasn't an unattractive guy. That's the weird thing about this. It's a strange movement that's led to this alpha male, sigma male, beta male, gamma male thing.
Gamma male, like you shoot shit out of his eyes and stuff?
Well, that would be cool, dude.
What is a gamma male? Is that a fucking real thing?
Yeah.
Male personality types ranked. Hello guys, welcome back to Alpha Show, a channel that will completely change your life from negative to positive and make you the person you've always wanted to be.
Will do this.
After this video, you will have learned about the major personality types and how they rank on the socio-sexual hierarchy. I'm sure this video will answer your questions if you're yet to figure out what personality group you fall in. In the field of personality psychology for males, the different groups that exist are mirrored in the animal kingdom. For example, the alpha male, which occupies the top spot on the personality totem, is the most confident one in the pack. No wonder he gets any female he wants anytime. If you are struggling to talk to your crush, much less date them, chances are that you are not an alpha. This video explores and ranks the alpha male and the other
especially a young impressionable boy, like, if you're not an alpha, you're just going to struggle with this, and it's because you're not a thing you aren't inherently. No wonder these people fall into this trap where they just need to be an incel, right? Where they feel like, I'll never be able to have the relationships I want because I'm just not inherently this thing. I think anybody can be. I don't even know if I agree. I mean, there's type A personalities.
Humans are too nuanced to have these definitions imposed on them. The reason it works in, say, a wolf pack is because they're fucking wolves. They don't have, like, 401ks.
Yeah.
They don't have, like, cars. They don't have to change the oil every 3,000 miles. Like,
right.
They're fucking wolves. This makes sense because they're simpletons.
Yeah.
Like, they bark or something.
Right.
This does not, you can't apply this to people, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's so fucking stupid. And then to, like, put you in a box and say, hey, the reason you're not this or that is because you're not a fucking
alpha
prism male or where the fuck. It's like I'm regulating you or something. Like, how fucking discouraging is that?
Right. Yeah,
this is stupid.
Let's see what's below the
alpha male.
Alpha.
It is that best describe male behavioral patterns. If you want to change your life in 30 days, take a look at our brand new updated course release called 30 Days to Alpha that is 60% off right now. Everyone wants a Ferrari, 60% off. But not everyone can afford it.
Fuck you.
Just like everyone wants to be the alpha guy, but not everyone has what it takes. You might have even watched the entire James Bond collection from the 1960s and still have a zilch idea on how to be charming as a guy. Being alpha is not just about wearing the most expensive cologne or dating the sexiest blonde around. Being alpha is simply an attitude, a consistent attraction that a guy always has. If it is not.
Notice how everything in that he's written down there, this is created. This bullshit's created. This is not natural.
Right. In 30 days. So if you are a troglodyte fuck that doesn't wash, who's never been in the same room as a woman, and like in 30 days, this guy's going to make you into fucking James Bond.
Now, I'm not denying it. Some of that shit that he's peddling in this 30 Days to Alpha deal, there is some things that would lead to confidence.
Right. Well, again, we talked about...
This all comes back to confidence.
Right.
Like, work on your confidence, man. Don't... Whatever that is that a Corvette or a Ferrari?
He said it was a Ferrari. I can't even tell what it is.
Yeah.
It's consistent, then it's something else. While the alpha male ranks high on the socio-sexual hierarchy, there are other personality types too, and some are extremely cool. Let's face it sometimes sucks to be alpha, and some of these personality types are great, especially if you have mastered how to maximize them in your relationships and interactions with the world around you. According to Sexual Hierarchy, there are 6 various personality types, and each one is different in its own unique way.
Right.
There are the Alpha, Sigma, Beta, Delta, Gamma, and Omega. At this point, I need to explain that the rankings in this video are based on variables like opposite sex attraction and confidence.
And the thing about betas is they're fucking violent. They beta fish, yeah. If you put them with another one, they kill each other 100% of the time. Yeah.
So does that make him a...
That's why they're always alone in a thing.
So he's an alpha beta fish.
Yeah, alpha beta. Yeah. So I'm interested because I don't know not much about the Delta Omega. And again, this is just putting people into a box. This is all created because dudes that can't get laid. That's the entire thing here. There's podcasts.
A fucking alpha male is not drawing corny ass cartoons like this and even worrying about this.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He's
right. Again, that's the funny thing.
Somewhere.
It's like, just be who you are, man.
I think we've just overcomplicated what the real problem is, and it's what we started talking about, and it's just confidence. We've really overcomplicated. If you're more confident, better things will happen. Right. So just work on your confidence, man.
But I want to see what the Sigma, Beta, Delta, Gamma, Omegas are.
The fact that you're not naturally an Alpha or Sigma, for example, doesn't mean that you're less a man. In fact, not all ladies admire Alpha males. Some like their men Beta, Delta, etc. So don't kick yourself too hard if you feel that your personality type sucks. It doesn't. You're unique as you are, and you should be confident in facing the world like that. With that said, here is the male personality.
It's a good thing to tell people, like, you don't have to be Alpha Sigma, right? You can be other things and women will love you. That's good. That's all good information. This might be less incel focused because the incel stuff is like, we'll never, ever reach these heights. We'll just always, it's women's fault. Like, it's literally, they call women are femoids. That's what they call women, the femoids.
Well, it's like an insect.
Yeah, yes. It's just like the incel shit's crazy. It's really like, we're disgusting, we'll never get laid, and it's women's fault. Nice guys finish last comes from that kind of stuff. But here, I'm interested.
Type rankings. 1. Alpha. The obvious inclusion in the most obvious position. No one is surprised that Alpha is number 1. He is the classic bad boy and a natural leader. Some of his other features include dominance, charisma, machismo, and slight aggression. Such guys are usually handsome and tall and take pride in telling others what to do because it feeds their ego. Alphas are incredibly social and feel naturally attracted towards submissive women. Donald Trump is probably the best example of an alpha male that has appeared on your TV screen in the last 6 months.
Dude, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. He is not a fucking alpha male, dude. We've already ripped on Trump. He's a rich baby.
To alphas, social acceptance and social dominance are really important because they enjoy having a higher social status than others. I discussed this more in my alpha male versus sigma male video. Alpha males are extroverted, and they love to be center of attention every time. It isn't hard to spot an alpha. You might be at a party and there is this dude that moves about telling the same joke, hoping to impress the girls and even the guys. Sometimes alphas tend to be desperate attention seekers. While that habit can make them hated or repulsive to many,
So you'll notice how the alpha is actually being disparaged, kind of. Like, they're saying he's confident, but he's telling the same jokes. He's just seeking attention, blah, blah, blah. Because they're trying to sell this concept that you'll never be the alpha, but maybe if you buy this, you can be the sigma.
This dude just sounds like a confident dude.
Yeah, right. It's a strange thing. Like, if you're a young boy who's focusing on this shit, I think that's unhealthy.
Oh, yeah. You stay away from this
just
fucking
like
idea.
Do what you want and be passionate about what you want. Take steps to improve your confidence, and like, you'll find a fucking partner, dude. Sitting around whining about how women won't fuck you is the least effective way to find a partner. We all know what the alpha is. Cool. Let's skip to sigma.
2. Sigma. Sigma males are the rarest of men on the socio-sexual hierarchy.
See, Sigma's the new thing and the thing everybody wants to be. Sigma is a bitch-made alpha. It basically...
What?
It's a sales target. People that aren't aggressive, strong, handsome, confident, feel like they'll never be that, so they've given them a new target. Yeah, I'm not an alpha, but that's because alpha sucks. Sigma is what you really want to be.
I exhaustively talk about this group in my 10 Sigma male habits, the 0.01% male type video. On the hierarchy, Sigmas and Alphas are almost the same. Sigmas are as confident as Alphas, however they tend to be lone wolves who do not pursue social attention to feed their self-esteem. Sigmas are more like low-key Alphas or laid-back Alphas. They are capable of everything the Alphas are, but do not care about what the world around them thinks, so they forge their own path. Also, Sigmas tend to be introverted and do not play by the social rules of the hierarchy. Despite this, they manage to win the game. I've placed them in the second position because they would give the alpha males a run for their money. When an alpha and sigma compete, the tie will be so close. In fact, the alpha fears the sigma than any other male personality. While the Sigma...
I mean, just talk about pigeonholing people into shit. So what? If you think you're a Sigma and then you're going up against the Alpha, you'll almost beat him every time. You'll never beat him. It's just, this is a weird way to break down people. Yeah, I think it's detrimental, especially to people who are experiencing lack of confidence. You know, everybody feels insecure when they're young.
A male possesses the capability of an alpha. He is not interested in seeking positions or becoming a leader. He just wants to stay in his own lane. So how does this relate to women and long-term relationships? Women generally find Sigmas as attractive as alphas. Remember John Wick, played by Keanu Reeves? He is a perfect example of a Sigma male. Sigmas have a quiet, mysterious nature and have an insane level of self-confidence.
He's not real.
Their mystery is what girls find super attractive. They are also thoughtful and introspective, but this does not mean they are shy.
I think it's
they are naturally
Keanu Reeves that they
charismatic
find
without
super
trying too
attractive.
much, unlike the
I want to get into like what the other ones are. What's a beta? Beta.
Beta. Betas are one of the widest known personality types in the social hierarchy. They are followers of alphas. This male group is known to play safe, stay risk-aversive, avoid confrontations, and worship women. Betas often lack the physical attractiveness, charm, and confidence of the alphas and sigmas. They are always loyal and great at obeying orders. To them, nothing is as important as maintaining their rank in the hierarchy. They are loyalists to the alphas and often have successful careers. Though confident, beta guys don't have the poison swagger that alphas have. Beta males are the normal guys who are likable, decent, and kind. They are often grounded, calm, and not aggressive. Unlike the alpha, they know how to control their egos and can positively take criticisms. While girls are naturally attracted to the bad boys, alphas...
No, not true. I hate that shit. What does that mean, bad boys? Do you mean, like, assholes? Do you mean guys that take risk? Or do you just mean people who are confident? Like, this idea that permeates this culture that women just like, you're a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. We have women in our lives. Like, we're not fucking bad, but I don't even know what this means. You mean like abusive partners? I don't.
Dude who's done some jail time?
I guess. I mean, there are women that like that, but there are women that are toxic, and the men that like toxic relationships. It's just oversimplifying this shit.
Delta. They are the average normal guys that work hard to run society. Delta males are not the most attractive, so they struggle with attracting women. If they manage to be in a relationship with a woman better than them, however, they tend to be insecure and leave the relationship. This is why many relationships involving Delta males fail. Meanwhile, women are often indifferent to them. Remember the fictional character Jason Bourne? He is a typical Delta male. Such men tend to be average-looking with nothing particularly striking mentally or physically. Their success rate with women isn't high, and they do not really understand the female folks. Deltas are one step below betas, but
wouldn't he be a fucking alpha or a sigma?
Beta males.
This shit is getting confusing.
A positive at 5, Gamma. Gamma males tend to be unattractive, bitter, but introspective. These men are obsessive lovers, stalkers, the psycho-jealous ex-boyfriends, narcissists, conmen, and social justice warriors.
They're sensitive, romantic, narcissistic, psycho-jealous, stalker conmen. Like, who is making this shit?
Social justice warrior conmen,
up, dude. Like, don't listen to this, guys.
This video is shit.
It's crazy.
They do not like to follow the social hierarchy, so they fail to follow social rules. Gammas are generally intelligent, but they tend to
personality type that, in my opinion, they're inventing.
That is why they believe that they should have a higher rank than the alphas.
Right?
They also believe
they're
that they
trying
are
to get people that view themselves like this to want to be alphas for 60%
Gammas are invisible
off.
and are often unsuccessful.
Probably a guy saying shit like I said at the beginning about like, you know, going and talking to people, like working on yourself. But like,
this is why these guys spend a lot of time in the friend zone.
I want to know what the hell an omega is.
Women or totally hate them. This might explain why some psychopaths are gammas. They are not social rejects, but sexual rejects. Harry Potter is a good example of a gamma male.
Harry Potter is a gamma? He's an obsessive lover, stalker, psycho, jealous ex-boyfriend, narcissist, conman, social justice warrior? What the fuck, dude? I did not see that coming. This is nonsense. Like, fellas, guys, seriously, if you are into this, if like you are falling into this red pill manosphere shit where you have these fucking rich alphas telling you how it's women's fault that you don't get laid, and you think any of this has any value, like, evaluate yourself, man. Like, just find a passion, chase it, take care of yourself, take a fucking shower. Don't chase women, like, chase dreams. People will be attracted to you. This is toxic. Floss, definitely floss.